No swear words.
Are you not?
I don't know.
I don't know, because I've sometimes wondered.
Hold on, you can leave it on this one because it's quite good. We like the outtakes at the beginning on the Pause Menopause.
I do see people swear
with the F and
like
no C words.
Just in case, in middle age, I just fancy throwing that one out there. Why not? I'm throwing everything else out. But
oh my god,
I've seen other people swearing, and then like sometimes I've done a little swear word, and then I've had a few emails saying that you're breaching.
Yeah.
And is that because I'm swearing?
I think so, yeah. Although I complained once, this isn't being recorded on our podcast, but I did complain once that I was doing a training course that was actually with my points, my French points and everything. And in the middle of all the training course, several times she went, fuck and shit. In the middle of all the training course.
What, you did?
No, the woman did. And it was all pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah,
it was French. It was all in French. And then she kept coming out with those two words in English. And I was like, I don't think that's appropriate.
I think that's the way for us
professional. I complained. That in a professional training course. I got my money back. I think I left it. Yeah. Right, we're going to plunge it.
Right, okay,
it's 23, I think. Yes, right. We are episode 23. I'll have to do like a cut tape for you. She was started now.
Okay.
Yeah. We've just done a bit on YouTube, by the way. So if you want to see the visuals, it's quite funny.
The behind the scenes.
The behind the scenes. Actually, there's more behind the scenes that we could talk about. But it would take up the whole podcast.
Yeah. This is one of those. We won't go into the details, but this is one of those scenarios where, you come on, you're like, hello, poised and calm.
Hello, Jackie.
And before I can't say the swear word, we just discussed how we're not, but let's just say a little bit crazy.
I just had to phone the police.
A little bit wrong.
So that you just know the really, really like potted version of it. I just had to phone the police because my partner's got really pissed off because people are parking in their camper van next to our house. And they've just come and shouted at me royally, basically saying they've got every right to park there, blah, blah, blah.
So I just rocked up,
just rocked up with their dogs, their
ready
friends.
for Pause Menopause, and then there's full on screaming going on outside. Then all in a day's work.
And the dog started barking madly because we were upstairs and the cat went out of the... Anyway, episode 23, we've decided we're going to call this Out of Chaos Comes Magic. I'm not sure how much magic...
We haven't worked out what the magic is.
Oh, and the dog. The dog.
We haven't worked out what the magic is yet.
No,
I'm sure
but there'll be some. There's going to be
some
somewhere along the line. There's got to be.
Well, yeah.
We haven't seen each other for a while because you've been away doing all sorts. Holiday, training course.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while. The Americans go, it's been a minute. I've never really understood that, so it's been more than 1 minute.
A lot of minutes,
hasn't it? Yeah, lots of minutes.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
excuse me,
Reggie's going for it. Maybe he just wants to have his say too. Yeah, July's been. I feel like there are a lot. Even although I did have 2 weeks where I was just lying on just on lounge.
I saw you running and doing.
Oh, I know, but it was total relaxation. So I can't complain. I feel, despite that, loads has gone on in July. It's been quite a crazy month.
And big question: you went back on HRT.
I did.
And how has that been?
Amazing.
Has it? Has it really changed everything?
Well, you know how I was when we last spoke? Yeah. The hot sweats were terrible. They were awful. They're not. It wasn't just. I scared the doctor. It was terrific.
She did these videos.
They were ugly. Really ugly.
They were.
In the nice, spoken from a point of self-love, they were ugly. But that stopped.
Yeah.
Totally stopped.
Because when we spoke last, you'd got the tablets, but you hadn't started taking them.
I've taken them. I haven't been back. So I went to get some blood tests. And I haven't gone back to the doctor with the blood test yet.
Right.
Their blood tests, there are, when things are slightly out of the norm, they highlight them in black. And there is a lot of dark. So there's obviously whatever they were testing for was out of thing. But I'll be going back soon anyway because I need to do a check-in to see how the HRT's going. So I'm just going to discuss that when I go back.
Okay.
In the meantime, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to start because I was going on holiday.
Yeah.
I was like, it's super hot. You know, the sooner this can kick in, the better.
Mm.
It has. The hot sweats have gone completely.
Oh, have they?
Totally stopped.
There was one picture which I loved of you. I mean, it's obviously hot where you're on holiday, but you had like an ice pack or something on your head.
Oh, that was before I went.
Oh, that was before you went.
Sitting in the front room. I was literally at that point where I was having to sit with the ice
it was something
packs.
like my husband says it's not hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
doing
I
this
sit there
face with
every
an
night
ice
with
pack on
ice packs on around my neck. It was really dripping. But that stopped. The joint pain is miles better.
Oh wow.
Miles better. And I guess because of those things, so I'm sleeping better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just. I mean, although the night sweats weren't that bad, I'm not having to deal with that all the time. It's made a massive difference. So yeah, it was so far so good. I am really pleased about that. Really pleased about that. Yeah, it was one of those things I almost didn't even notice. You know, there's nothing for and then suddenly it's like, oh my goodness, I don't have the hot sweats. I don't. So yeah, I know it's such a personal thing, but
it's obviously working for you right now.
Right now.
Yeah. See, I never got a lot of hot sweats. I've said that before. I never suffered much with those symptoms. I was really lucky, I suppose. I had a couple of moments. I thought, is it just me, or is it hot in here? But literally a couple of moments. Whereas I know you were like sweaty.
Yeah, you saw that video.
Some girlfriends,
like
I know. Some of my other girlfriends. I remember one of my girlfriends in Paris, and she said, literally, Charlotte, I know it's almost winter. I could go out on the balcony in my underwear, and I would still be hot. Yeah. I'm just so hot. I didn't get that much. I've just started taking collagen.
How are you finding that?
I'm finding it good, although my sleep is more broken.
Is it?
And I wonder if it's something to do with that. So I'm going to start taking magnesium in the evening.
Yeah, that's supposed to be good
to sort of counterbalance it a bit. It's just since I've been taking the collagen, I feel great. I feel like I've got a lot more energy. I feel like my skin is a little better.
You notice it and stuff like that, don't you? That's where I
joint pain, all that. All of that seems to be really working. I know it takes a bit of time, but that seems to be helping. But just since I started taking it, my sleep is broken from about 3 in the morning, like 3:30 in the morning. And it just kicks in, and then it's like every half hour, every hour, and I'm kind of waking up.
That's not ideal.
Which is not ideal, because I kind of want that extra solid sleep.
Because that makes it.
I don't mind getting up at 5:30.
No, but if you've had a good night's sleep. Yeah, no.
So that bit. And my partner's snoring has not been very good. I'm going to say this quietly because he's downstairs. He's snoring so much.
Doesn't help.
That doesn't help. But again, unfortunately, he tends to snore from 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
which is really
so then
annoying.
When you wake up,
so when I'm slightly on that light mode,
oh no,
he's on the snoring mode, and I'm like, it's just get really annoying. But anyway, that aside, I'm enjoying the collagen. It's not phased me at all. It's a decent taste. I've gone for the marine one.
Ooh.
I know. I thought I'd go veggie, but I didn't in the end. And I thought I wouldn't like the taste, but I don't really notice it. I'm putting it in ginger.
So is it a powder that you're taking?
Powder.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a powder in the morning, and I might actually start taking a little bit in the evening as well, just a little.
Yeah.
To sort of double dose a little bit.
I was taking collagen for a while after I hurt my ankle. The physio recommended it, and it did help me. And I noticed a difference in my skin and everything. Yeah.
I mean, I think it takes a little bit of time. I mean, you notice things, I think, straight away, but then I think you notice things a lot, like 3-4 months in. But I had all sorts of conversations with people recently about it, and I've discovered all sorts of things about the levels of this, blah, blah, and the fact that you have to be taking vitamin C as well.
Right.
At the same time, and drinking lots of water as well. Otherwise, it can have negative effects. Or no effects at all. So the vitamin C helps you integrate it. Absorb it. Otherwise, it's useless, basically. Right. It just doesn't get absorbed. And then also the dosage levels, and I can't remember what that's called. That's a technical term, and I can't remember that.
You've got to get it right.
Liptids or something like that. But you've got to get it right. And if it's too high or too low, it doesn't integrate either. Okay. So it's a bit like it's useless.
Yeah.
And as it's quite expensive, you don't really want to, mix it up, kind of thing. So this, I'm taking Ancient and Brave. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm taking that, which is what Davina takes.
Oh,
Donna
it's good enough for Davina.
Fern Cotton takes.
Oh,
all those
goodness.
celebs there. So I'm on that route. So yeah, I'm doing that.
So
that's
good.
my new thing. But I haven't got any joke apart from I did an early morning dressage session. Yes, that's hard to say. Dressage session yesterday, and it was really early. We were on the horse at 8 o'clock, which is quite early in the morning. And I was fine, no problem at all. But I hadn't had time to do my yoga, and I got off. And I did a little bit of false movement when I was washing the horse afterwards, and I was like, "Ooh, my back, ooh." A little bit of a twinge, but it's much better today. Stretched out yesterday, and it's much better today. But I was quite pleased because when I got to the stables this morning, the owner of the stables had a lesson yesterday, and she hasn't had a lesson for ages. And she went, "Are you stiff this morning?"
So she was too.
Yeah, and I said, "I'm not, but I twinged my back slightly after the session yesterday." She said, "Yeah, I'm really achy. I should have really done some stretches yesterday." So
right, so it wasn't just you.
No,
I noticed because we've been the last 4 days we spent a lot of time in the car, a lot of time in the classroom, just sitting, and I'm not used to. I love the fact she's just said classroom.
So funny. In her 50s, in the classroom. How have you been in the classroom, Jill?
We're doing a training course.
I love it.
But I got used to just sitting all day, and cooped up in the car too. I went for a run this morning. Oh, I felt like my body had aged about 20 years. It does make a difference. I know we harp on about it all the time, exercise, because so many people seem to think. I remember Paul saying to me, "Do you not think you should? Do you not think it's time to hang up the running shoes?"
Ooh.
Because I was getting injured a lot and stuff like that. But if anything, it works the opposite way for me. When I don't do stuff, I feel the aches and the pains and everything so much more.
I went to Italy with, this sounds like one of those, I went to the shops
and I bought
some apples. No, I went to Italy with Clementine for a few days.
That looked really cool.
Which looked really cool, and it was really cool. And we went to Crema, which is somewhere in northern Italy, middle of nowhere, beautiful city. Absolutely loved it.
Is that where the film?
Yeah, Call Me By Your Name.
It was filmed.
It's a brilliant film. Call Me By Your Name. Some will know it, some will not know it. Brilliant film with incredible quotes in it. With just, it really touched a generation, I think. And I tried to work out whilst I was there why, but that's not what I was gonna. I will talk about it, but that's not what I was gonna say. What I was going to say is what I noticed when I was there. So Crema, northern Italy, Lombardy region, which is agricultural.
Yeah.
It's the other side of Milan. Very green, very agricultural, all that kind of thing. Quite a big town, Crema is. Very old, very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone goes around on bikes. Loads of people go around on bikes. Like 80% of people are going around on bikes.
Nice.
But not just young people.
Everybody.
What I noticed were the number of people easily in their 70s
on the bike.
Some of them definitely in their 80s. One grandmother carrying her grandson in her arms on the bike.
Amazing.
I was like, respect.
Yeah.
Respect. The number of older people on bikes.
Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed is the number of older people on bikes coming to the village square, the town square, for a coffee with their friends.
See, and all those things
communication, good friendship, community, physical exercise, fresh air, I was like, wow. And I really watched it over the few days that I was there because I tried to switch off from everything and it didn't work, which was brilliant. And I just spent the time with Clementine and I let her manage pretty much the time that we were there so that we could really do all the spots that she wanted to see, etc. And I asked her quite a lot about why the film touched her generation. And I thought it was beautiful because she said, I don't know exactly why, but I think some of it is for the freedom that you had in your generation growing up in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
The freedom in the sense that you never knew what it was like to have mobile phones and to have all those influences.
Yeah.
There are some negatives about that era, a heck of a lot more prejudice than there is now, potentially, about gay relationships, in certain religions, etc., etc. You know, what was expected of you, that kind of thing. But she said the innocence that you had about the world, about influencers, about technology. You never grew up.
It wasn't as noisy, was it?
It wasn't as noisy. And it's based on the summer in 1983.
Right.
So I was 13.
Yeah.
So you were what, 11, 10, 9? 9. So you were 9, I was 13. So if you think back to that era, it was a completely different world.
Well, we weren't, we weren't sitting around on phones and video game. We were out playing in the woods behind the house in the summer holidays.
And reading books.
Yeah.
And doing
Mum
stuff
would
like
shout, like, because in Scotland in the summer it stays light till late.
And
I remember, we were with a whole bunch of kids who lived in the streets. And yeah, as you say, in terms of community, connection, you weren't on your own. You weren't lonely. You weren't people around us all
but also,
the time.
You were bored at times, and that was part of it.
Yes.
And so you'd do what? You'd be bored, or you'd pick up a book,
with
or
stuff
you'd get on your bike and you'd go and find spots to explore
and do stuff. And it wasn't paid for fun all the time.
No.
I always say that to my son now, because it's like he seems to be bored a lot and wants me to find a solution. And invariably the solution is, can you take me somewhere? Can I do this? And it's all because I paid for activity. Whereas we weren't like that. I remember just meeting a friend
just
Sarah.
Us go, in the old days. It was
exactly. Just in the summer holidays, you were left to your own devices and you just made your own fun.
Yeah, exactly. And so I watched the because we did all the tour. Well, we did the tour ourselves. We didn't like follow a tour. But when you get there to the town, I was about to say ville. When you get to the town, you go to the tourist office. They give you a map.
Oh, so it's quite a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
Right.
The film came out in 2017, but it's completely changed the town to a certain extent, and to a certain extent, it hasn't. Right? Because the town still carries on. But the number of tourists that are there from all over the world. Literally all over the world. When we were there, we met people from Australia, from China, from the United States, from just like so many different countries. All a similar generation, not just, but mainly Clementine's kind of era. So we're talking.
Is it a bit of a cult film?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
It's definitely a cult film, and it's definitely a cult film for a generation. So I would say 16 to. I mean, Melody's 20, nearly 22. She knows it, but she didn't really get it. It wasn't really one of her favourites, right? But it's kind of that age group who were very much, if I look back, it was very much being influenced by the media at the time of, are you a girl, a boy, a wardrobe, somewhere in between, blah, blah, blah. It was very much explore yourself, find out who you are. It was very much that was going on in the media at the time. I'm not sure that that's why the film was brought out, because the film is based on a book that was written years before.
Okay.
In fact, it's a trilogy. But all the young people are obviously incredibly touched by the film for various reasons, and everyone has their own. On the walls and on one of the doors where they make out in the film, it's just written with all the quotes from the film. It's just like tagged everywhere. It's incredible. And people come and like do a pilgrimage to it.
Like a wonderful, and I saw your pictures and it just looked like you had a wonderful time.
We had an amazing time, and I thought all I can do is live in the present moment with this. So we hired these bikes. This is what I'm talking about doing things, right? We hired these bikes. Bear in mind, it's like 34 degrees.
Yeah.
They're normal town bikes. They don't have masses of gears. In fact, I don't think Clementine's had gears. Mine had 2. So, and she wanted to do this whole tour. I ended up like curtailing one of them. I was saying, no, we can't do that today. We're just literally going to die. We did 60 kilometers.
Whoa!
On these bikes during the day.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. I worked it out, and Clementine was like, "Did we?" I went, "Oh yeah, we did easily." But she wanted to go and see this lake that they swam in, this river thing that they went to, the house, the blah blah blah. And occasionally, you just hear this yelp from Clementine. Oh my God, this was in the film.
She loved it. Yeah.
And I just thought, I just have to enjoy this and live this for every single precious present moment that it is. But at the end of the day, I did feel my 54 years. Yeah. Lay on the bed in the air conditioning going, oh my God, I'm so glad we're back.
And I'm guessing no suspension on this bike, so it's a bit
much. Not a huge amount. No.
Yes.
So my bottom and my legs knew that we've been doing cycling. But it was lovely. It was really lovely, and honestly, we had the best time. But that was the thing that really struck me about, you saying the mobility. These older people have community that they see, old and young mixing together. There's a real cafe culture.
There is in Italy,
because
it's
the coffee's
really
cheap.
nice. And grandma's out there, and little kids are playing in the street, and you never feel. I remember going there quite a bit when Mac was young, and I never felt like, oh, shh, shush your kid because we're in a restaurant. It's like the bambino, everybody's out, the grandma's giving them a bit of bread, and it's like, everyone. And I love that. Absolutely
I really love that culture. We don't have that so much in the UK.
No.
We have very much a culture of the kids stay at home.
Yeah.
The adults go out. Yeah. France is a little bit more. Kids come everywhere. But Italy is big time. It's family. Just family.
Totally.
All the generations.
Grandma's there and everybody's there. And
But the thing that really struck me was the community side of things. And we talked about it in my coaching group last weekend about the idea of a circle. And having community circles, and we've talked about that before, haven't we? With the menopause,
it's huge. You're making me think of the blue zones. You know what they say about there's certain places in the world that have been identified as having the healthiest and I think more the happiest populations.
Yes,
and they're not the wealthiest. Some of them are really, really remote,
but rural.
But the reasons, when you look at the sort of the common denominators, it's all around simplicity, reduced stress. I think all of them are. They live with their family, so they're still living. Grandma's there with grandkids, with they've still got that tribe or family. Communication key. Nutrition is generally simple and healthy and whole foods.
How the Italians live so long when they all eat gluten. Masses of gluten. So they don't just eat gluten. She said there's a lot of it.
But there's a lot of, it's, again, there's a lot of fresh produce, isn't there? There's a lot of beautiful seasonal veg and fruit and good oils and fish. And
good oils is a big, I came back with lots of olive oil. It's
compared to here. But it's a lot of laughter and simplicity and fun.
The talking. The other thing that's brilliant with Italians is they talk over each other. I don't know if you've ever noticed
just talk.
And they're all like having a cross-thingy conversation.
Quite noisy.
And yet they all understand each other. How does that work? My brain doesn't compute with that. It's like too many things going on at the same time.
Yeah, I always get a really warm feeling from the Italians when I go over there. Just you feel really welcome. And it's just
you just know that if you turn up with your children, or or your family, you're never gonna have a bad moment.
No. And the dog, they're straight out there with a bowl of water. And, oh no, don't leave them there. Come inside. Put it where it's cooler. Everything is just coming.
I just loved it. I really loved it. I had such a nice time over there. And then this is funny because I talked to Clementine. We're talking about community and communication. And en route, you've got long drives, so we're chatting about different things. And she's asking me about my past and things like that. She's going, I told my boyfriend about the time that you were in a plane on your own, which is true. It was after 9/11, and I was the only passenger in this plane a month later.
Oh my!
No, a few days, a week later after the 9/11 attacks, and I turned up at Lyon to go to Madrid, I think it was, for my work, and I was the only passenger in this plane. It was hilarious.
Oh my goodness!
And it was totally illegal at the time. But when I was in the plane, so I was on my own, and the air stewardesses went, "Where do you want to sit?" I went, "Well, at the front."
Of course.
And then they came out with like all the sort of apparel things. They said, "Take it all if you like," because there's no one else here. And then as we were coming into land, I think it might have been Barcelona actually, not Madrid. As we were coming into land, the pilots, who were Dutch, they said, "Do you want to come in the cockpit? It's completely illegal because of 9/11."
Oh, of course. Yeah.
He said, "Just don't say anything. Put the headphones on, and we'll, we can talk. We can explain a few things like that, and you can see the landing. And then as soon as we sort of touch down and it's safe, you can go back." And I was like,
wow.
"Oh my god!" So I did that, which was incredible. And so Clementine said, "I told my boyfriend that." I said, "Did you tell him the time I drove the Eurostar?" And she went, "No, hold on a minute. Stop the car. What do you mean?" And I went, "I drove the Eurostar." And she was like, "How did you do that?" And again, I said, "The thing is, Clementine, it's just to do with communication." So I'd missed the plane. for my work, I quickly, frantically phoned up the travel agency that the company had to book myself on the Eurostar, the next Eurostar out. And it quickly, like, whilst I'm on the platform, I got there to the Eurostar thing. Whilst I'm on the platform, it's still only 7:30 in the morning or something ridiculous. And I'm trying to reorganise my morning of meetings in Paris on this platform. Sounds very glamorous, doesn't it?
It does.
And then the driver and the chief conductor were French, so and everyone else is English at that time. So
yeah.
8 o'clock. And so I'm going, oh, and they're chatting with me after a while, going, but how can it? And I missed my plane. Long story. Anyway, we started having a laugh and communicating and stuff. And I go into business class, which is this wagon with like 50 people in, and they're all men, English men.
Yeah.
And then there's me, right? So as we're all sort of setting off, the conductor comes up and he said, when we get towards the tunnel, I'll tap you on the shoulder. If you like, you can come and watch from inside the driver's cabin, like in the tunnel. And I'm like, you're having a laugh, aren't you? And all in French, because no one can understand. And I was like, yeah, sure. So we did. So as we were approaching the tunnel, he taps me on the shoulder.
And up you went.
And up I went. And there's only one place you can go. It's basically to the driver's bit. So you could see all these people going,
where's she going?
All these men going, I wanted to be a train driver.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a driver. How come she gets to go? So I get in there, they tell me all about the tunnel.
Oh, cool.
See all the things. I go through and we get to the other side. And it's quite fast, right? You forget
yeah.
And the driver goes, this is really good fun, Charlotte. Watch this. So we're going quite a speed. He pulls the curtain down of the screen that you're looking out of. He said,
so you can't see?
No, because he said it's all computer organised anyway, so we don't really need to see. It's just for show.
Oh, that must feel weird.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Pull that one back out. And then just before I went back, he said, do you want to do the horn thing?
Oh, did you do it?
Yes. So I'm like, and then just before that, he got me to drive it and put the speed up. No, it's completely illegal, all of this. But anyway.
But it is about communication. It's true, isn't it? It's true.
Laugh and being human with people.
Speaking to people, yeah.
And just enjoying communicating. And when that happens, you have doors open for you.
Absolutely.
So on the last day of our Italy trip, I'm coming round to this.
Oh no, what happened?
No, it was brilliant. It was really good. There was one place we hadn't been to, and Clementine, apart from some really far away places. Anyway, Clementine said, can we go to Pandino before we leave? And I went, yep, that's fine. So she could take her photo, blah, blah, blah. War monument, and there's a bar that they film in, blah, blah. So we do that. She does her thing and everything. And then I said, well, what's that over there, though? So the thing that wasn't in the film was a 14th century manoir, absolutely stunning building. I never filmed it.
Oh.
So I went in there, and Clementine came in and went, wow, there's like stunning 14th century like fresques on the wall. Oh my God, it was gorgeous. With like arches and then a mezzanine at the top, all the walls still intact, 700 years old.
Wow.
So we went upstairs, but we actually weren't allowed because it was the mairie, the town hall that was upstairs.
Okay.
But the deputy mayor was up there, quite a young chap.
Right.
So I started having a chat with him, and we're having a whole conversation. I'll cut it really short. He ended up giving us a whole tour of the inside of the town hall,
building,
private rooms, all these other things. And as we left, Clementine said, that's what you mean, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a nice lesson.
Communicating. Yeah. Exactly.
But she's like that. She obviously gets that
better
from you.
She's getting better.
Always comes up, and when she's walking past our gate and stuff, stops for a chat. And I've always been quite impressed because she's done it from a young age.
That's really sweet of you to say that.
Yeah.
But it was a moment when I was like, that's a life lesson that I've just taught my daughter.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But bringing it back to menopause,
because we've diverged into chaos.
That's why things like this are important. That's why all these groups and online communities and in-person stuff, and just meeting up with your friend and chatting, talking about communicating, feeling like you're not alone makes such a massive difference. Huge difference.
Because we help each other, I think, in our messages.
Totally.
And you have other friends that do that. I have other friends that do that. I think it's really important, even if it's just like a WhatsApp message where you say, how are you? Are you all right? Or you send something funny, or you send something,
all right. We are all right, but it's so easy to just look around and think that everybody else has got all their
better
shit together and
all their ducks in a line.
Yes.
As you say.
Yeah.
Or as you sometimes say, I think one of mine's a pigeon.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is, isn't it? It's so easy to look and you think, oh, everybody else. And then when you speak and you just think, oh, it's all, everybody's got their stuff. Yeah.
Last question. Challenge. We set each other a challenge in our last episode.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Yours was to have more fun.
It was to have more fun and like to enjoy the mountains more and stuff like that.
You haven't been here.
Which I haven't been here.
So that's August's challenge, isn't it?
But I did make a point of, when I was on holiday, I'd spent quite a lot of time, I would go off on my own and just disappear in the Canarian Mountains. I mean, it was so hot.
I thought of you because of Michael Mosley. You know that he died when he did that in Greece.
I know other people said that to me. But I never even thought about it. I do that all the time, and it was the same. Paul's dad was like, I was quite worried about you actually.
Yeah, exactly.
I just go off without thinking about it. But
and you with an umbrella.
To be honest, it's my happy place.
I know.
And if that's where I go, you know, that's where I go.
I know.
I just love taking off and just, you know, I feel really safe. Really, if I end up having a heart attack, well, I could have a heart attack when I'm walking down the street, couldn't I?
You could, but let's hope that you're around for a little bit.
Yeah. We won't end on that.
We don't want to end on that.
But we loved it. I thought I was in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I wasn't far from the local town, but because it was so hot,
it was 50 meters.
Yes, I know. I know. No, I was a lot more remote than that, but that's what I love. I love feeling that. You know, I've done that. We've been going there for years and years and years, and I used to go off running in the mountains when my body worked differently to how it does now.
Yeah.
I remember like bombing up those mountains and stuff. Whereas now there was a lot of walking, there was a lot of really going up at a snail's pace. But I just get such a buzz of I'm looking around and going, I'm 51 years old, I'm in the middle of nowhere, up the mountain. Well, you know, my heart's pumping. I just love it. I absolutely love it.
I felt a similar, I mean, I feel that all the time. I love all the spaces where we live. But I also, when we were in Italy and I'm on the bike, and Clementi's a bit ahead of me, and we're going through all the Lombardia.
It's living. It's living.
I was just like, this is just beautiful.
Yeah.
This is absolutely
what we should be. Yeah, we're made to be
stunning.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, no, it really is. We saw loads of wildlife as well. And I'll finish on this. And I have read a bit more each day. That was my
good. Yeah, that was yours. Good.
Even if it's just in the evening for 10 minutes. Although I don't
still
always remember.
No, nor do I.
But
I've been reading the same page I think for the last 2 years.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. But I have tattooed on my arm blue dragonflies. Yeah. And we saw loads of them when we were away. Now, dragonflies only live for like a day or two. They don't live for very long. And they have to cram their whole life into that time. So they're so beautiful. And they're stunning. And if you try and stop them, I don't know if that's because they have just got such a short lifespan and they know it and they're like in an urgency. But if you try and like capture them or hold them, their tail comes around and it bites you. So because they want to be free, they've got to be free. Okay. So that's why I put them on my arm. And I told Clementine the story behind the tattoo en route. And on the day we're on the bikes and everything, we saw hundreds of blue dragonflies. Beautiful. And she's like, it's like the freedom sign, isn't it?
It is.
It is. Exactly that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Living in the moment and really enjoying it. Should we leave it on that note?
I think it's a good dragonfly is a nice little visual.
So when it's chaotic, live in the present. Yeah. It's probably the best thing that you can do. I think.
Be a dragonfly.
Be a dragonfly. Be a dragonfly.
I like that.
See you soon.